Show. It's the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's the Real Chat Daddy Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. We'd like to say each and every night, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys on a very hot and humid Tuesday evening here in the Chicagoland area. Matter of fact, pretty much most of the Midwest is going through a lot of hot, humid weather. We had storms last night within the Chicagoland area. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who was affected by the storms last night. Quite a few people I know were flying in, could not get into Chicago because they had to be diverted. They had to land at other airports. It was long journeys for people trying to get to and from Chicago yesterday, and actually the control tower at O'Hare had to be evacuated. It did. So, all right, well, we have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. Coming up on the show this evening, last night we had a wonderful conversation about Chicago, the history of crime, how it has affected Black people over the years. And so tonight we're going to welcome a wonderful young man to the show who he has overcome many obstacles, but now is in position to train and help our young people to become school teachers. If our young people see products and examples of them in the classroom, as well as teachers that can relate to them, it makes it for a win-win. And then later on in the show, our wonderful co-host who is sitting in the box next to me, Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. She and I will be talking about what Mama used to say. We're going to talk about old quotes, old myths, even some old wives' tales of what Mama used to say. And we started it off a little bit last night here on the show. Kay Renee, how are you this evening? And good to see you. What Mama used to say, Kay Renee?
Oh, goodness. I know our mamas used to say a lot.
Yes.
You know, they would say, my mama would say, before 7 o'clock, get your ass in the house. How about that?
Yeah.
That's what Mama used to say. In the summer months, you go out playing and kikiing. 7 o'clock when them street lights come on, you better bring your ass in the house. That's what That's what my mama used to say.
That's right. That's right. And don't let Mama come out the house in that moo-moo dress.
Okay.
So I done danced a few times with her in that moo-moo dress.
You and me both, honey.
Yes, absolutely. So yes, well, good. We have another exciting evening to talk about a lot of the current news that has gone on since we were last on the air. Kay Renee, I guess we'll get started. Today was National Lazy Day, and I hate the fact that I was not able to be lazy today. I had
you and me both.
I had a busy day today. When I saw it was today was National Lazy Day, I said, "Oh, what do you do?" And they were like, "Just grab a book, just sit back, relax." Just kind of take the day to yourself and do some things. No, I was busy and productive all day long. So somebody owes me a National Lazy Day. How about that?
That's right. It's called the weekend, I guess. So let's see.
Is that what it is? Okay. I'll go with that. I will go with that. Yes, absolutely. So how was your day today?
Busy. I didn't have a National Lazy Day today, but busy is good, and it's always good. Since I know the topic about Mama used to say, I told you before we came on live, listening to my favorite artists, and it just got me in the space to have a conversation with you and your audience. So, but today is also National Pet Day, so So those who have pets, we honor you. I had a pet, but
Yeah, I asked you. I said, Kay, when we were backstage, I said, "Well, Kay Renee, have you had a pet, or do you have a pet?" And you said, "Yes, you had a 300-pound
pet."
And I'm trying to think to myself, like, I don't know what animal you could keep here in the city that would be 300 pounds. So, what are you referring to?
Well, let's just say, even though I've had cats. Stray cats come in. I've had stray dogs come in. But yeah, I had 300 pets, and I was married to it for 10 years.
Oh, boom ting, that type of pet. Okay, all right. I guess you don't want that pet back, do you? Do you?
Oh, hell to the no.
Okay, all right. I'm just checking. Well, I've had everything from a rabbit. I
Okay.
had fish. I love having fish. I
Okay.
actually am a dog lover now, like you wouldn't
Hmm.
believe. I
I
tried it when
believe
I was
that.
younger. It didn't work. I've had cats, but I could actually see myself transitioning into a small little dog. I love those little dogs. I just do.
You know,
Yes.
my favorite. I told you this. I said after once I get the house, getting that ready, I am going to get me a beagle, and it will be
Nice.
a male beagle, and his name will be Pote.
Okay.
So those animal breeders out there in our audience, I'm looking for a beagle. Call me. I want a beagle puppy so I can raise him, and it has to be male, no female. But I want him to be named Pote.
Oh, how wonderful. All right. Well, Kay Renee is looking for her forever beagle. And
Yes.
hopefully you'll get that beagle. And hopefully he's a regal beagle. How about that?
How about it?
All right. Very good. Well, as we all know, the COVID-19 cases are going up across the U.S. Most are caused by what is known now as the Delta variant. It is being reported continuously in the news. We've been getting medical warnings, advice, what we should do, how we should do that. The Delta variant is 2 times as contagious as the other strain. So it is even more powerful than the other strands that are out here right now. They're trying to encourage everyone to get vaccinated. If you're not getting vaccinated, please protect your family and friends from getting this dreadful disease, being hospitalized, and possibly even death. I do know of a couple of people who are currently fighting COVID right now. I know a couple of people fully vaccinated who've gotten COVID. I just think COVID has now become another just norm in our society. The more we open back up, I'm looking at the number of children that are getting COVID now and how the
Yes.
uptick in hospital cases are children. How do you feel about all this right now?
It's scary because you think about in history, if you look at history about the last time we've had a pandemic was in 1918. And remember, we didn't have social media back then. So even though several thousand people died, but we all came together because what? We had to come together. There was no choice. Folks got vaccinated. Whereas now, we've been so advanced technologically where people just don't want to, make that choice. But what really scary, you think about Florida. Florida has the highest rate of children who are in hospitals now. And that's really sad. I mean, you think about if you had a young child who contracted the Delta variant and was in the hospital all by him or herself. That's scary. And as a parent, you would know what to do. And so this is August is back to school. Kids are going back to school, kindergarten, elementary school, high school. Kids are going away to college. I had a family member just had a trunk party over the weekend. She's going away. So it's going to be a different normal.
Right.
And you wonder, when you're a parent, you want to raise your child to make sure that he or she is equipped
Yes.
to know what's going to happen out there, but you're relying on your faith to make
Which
sure
is true.
that they're making the right decision. So
Right.
I'm very nervous, Art, about our young population who is continuously getting COVID and getting this variant each and every day. So
Yes. I could not agree with you more when I keep watching the news reports, keep reading on the news feeds, just the number of cases, how the cases are continuously going back up. I was telling you when I was in Hawaii how low the cases were.
mhm.
Hawaii has had 2 weekends of where their case numbers have been in the 600 and 700 range, and oh,
Wow.
absolutely. And so it just makes you wonder, will we see a shutdown again? And can this economy really afford a shutdown? And so I think, we're going to just have to trudge forward without a shutdown. But I don't see these numbers decreasing anytime soon.
The answer to your first question is yes. The second answer is going to be I have a feeling it's going to be a partial shutdown.
Really?
If these cases continue to increase nationwide, I see a partial shutdown coming.
Okay. I know most people are putting the mandates in place that people have to wear masks indoors. I'm not hearing as much about the social distancing anymore, but that if people wear masks indoors. Last night we talked about the reopening of theaters here in Chicago and on
Right.
Broadway and things like that. And, like a movie theater, I think I'd be okay because I probably would choose a time to go to a movie where I know it wouldn't be a lot of people in the theater. But I don't know if I could do a full amphitheater or auditorium, much like what we were talking about with Damone last night.
I'm with you on that because earlier this year I've gone to the theater. I've had a opportunity with my girlfriend. She rented out a small
Oh,
theater,
that's right.
which it
Yeah.
was just three of us, and I loved it.
Right.
And then I went out with two of my other girlfriends. We went and we attended earlier in the day. It was maybe 20 people in the theater.
Right.
Excellent. So
Yeah.
you have to be very cognizant if you're going to enjoy yourself. Like for instance, guess what's coming out this week? Respect with
Respect.
Miss Jennifer Hudson. I'm definitely going to see the movie, but
Right.
when I go see the movie, it's going to be at an earlier time. We will not be going out at night. I
Right.
won't be going at night, I should say.
Okay, very good. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. Well, with that being said, I guess the city of Chicago is telling you all that we need to sit our asses down and stop traveling so much. As of today, the city has now added 12 more states to the travel advisory list, recommending that unvaccinated people entering the city from the following places now must test negative for COVID-19 upon arrival, or they must quarantine upon arrival. The new places that have been added to the list, look, we ain't getting ready to be able to go nowhere. Somebody just asked me today, when is the next trip? I was like, there will not be a trip right away because I'm going to hold back a little bit. But the new places that have been added to the list are now Idaho, North Carolina, Washington State, Oregon, California, New Mexico, Montana, Delaware, New York, Indiana, Wisconsin, and Iowa. This brings the total number of states that y'all ain't got no business going to, wink, 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 to 31 states and 2 territories. Remember last week I told you guys on the list was Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California. Oh, California's up here again. That's too funny. Delaware. Oh, that's because this is the complete list. Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nevada, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Oregon, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Washington, Wisconsin, Wyoming, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. And look, our friend Joseph in Ohio said at least Ohio didn't make the list. Joseph, give it a weekend or two. It'll make the damn list.
Wait, I'm tripping on the 2 states. Montana, who the heck in Montana? You can't go to Montana. I just don't get it.
Believe it or not.
Wyoming. Wyoming. Come on now.
I know 2 black people that got married in Montana this summer. So, Montana is like the hot spot now. I do know 2 black people that got married in Montana this summer.
I'm like, okay.
I don't know. Maybe.
The only person I know who's from Montana that I adore is Patrick Duffy from Dallas. That's it. Because he was born in Montana. So, okay. Because of that, Montana's cool, but God dog it, really Montana.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm just telling you guys, everybody's traveling, visiting people, jet setting all over the place. I may be a little guilty of that as well too. But these numbers are back on the rise again. We are seeing cases where people who are fully vaccinated are succumbing to COVID. We don't know, and things are very uncertain. So have your fun, but again, we are under an advisory now. So now let's talk about the COVID hospitalization rate for children in the state of Illinois. It has remained largely steady for most of 2021. According to data provided by the state health officials, in the month of July, we had 57 children under the age of 12 in hospitals due to COVID-19. with 21 of the children being between the ages of 12 and 17. And as you said, Kay Renee, imagine you cannot go see your child in the hospital. You know what the adults went through and the elderly and everybody else. So no, you can't go see a kid. So like you said, petrified, laying there in the hospital and can't see anybody other than an iPhone or iPad. So you know
Exactly.
that is heart wrenching. So
It
just want to
is.
remind everybody, just mask up, take care of yourselves, do the right things. My biggest concern and fear is the loss of taste and smell. That
Yes.
everybody who I talk to tells me that. But then meanwhile, my butt is steady spreading because I'm eating all the time to make sure I ain't lost taste and smell. I've been chewing gum more. Oh,
Okay.
right. Make
Gotcha.
sure I ain't lost taste and smell.
I got
Absolutely.
you.
Yes.
I got you.
All right. Well, Kay Renee, what you got up for us on your news plate?
Oh, well, hey, I was one of the first to put this on my feed, but we knew this was coming. We said it yesterday, but it seems like a certain governor in the Empire State now has he has resigned.
I know. I know. It was this show last Tuesday evening when I read the following statement. President Biden called on New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, Democrat, to resign on Tuesday. And this was last Tuesday when I read this statement to everybody in this audience.
Mm-hmm.
Found that Cuomo's sexual harassment of multiple women, including employees in his office, was a violation of state and federal law. As Kay Renee just said, as of today, he has now resigned. He'll be out of office in 2 weeks, about 14 days. The 63-year-old Democrat has denied, any misuse and mistreatment of women, and he is saying that it is the pressure that is being put on him to step aside. And so this really is the end of a tremendous dynasty for that name, for that family. As you guys all know, his dad was Mario Matthew Cuomo, who died in 2015. He was a lawyer and a politician who served as the 52nd governor of the state of New York for 3 terms. He served as governor from 1983 to 1994. Previously, he was the lieutenant governor of New York from 1979 to 1982, and he was the secretary of state for the state of New York from 1975 to 1978. So politics is in dude's blood. That's all he knows. But as I was saying to you when we were preparing backstage in the green room, I wonder if a lot of that behavior was learned behavior, and was a lot of that behavior a culture that was already in place. And don't take me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to. My heart goes out to anyone who's been sexually assaulted, abused by somebody. I'm not saying that. I'm just kind of throwing another iron in the fire, if I could. Help me with that, Kay Renee.
No, I think there's some truth to that. I mean, if you've been used to being in the spotlight, as he has, not just him. He has a brother, Chris Cuomo, who is a anchor with CNN. So even though
Right.
Chris did not go the political route, he's still in the spotlight. So when you're in the spotlight, almost like a preacher's kid, right? There's the minister and then the children. And sometimes the children go astray and do some crazy, outlandish things.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this is similar to what, I mean, and everyone loved his dad. I mean, Mario Cuomo could do no wrong. And I'm sure there was a lot of big shoes to fill with Andrew.
Right.
But we were talking about this backstage, that there's a difference between being friendly and overstepping your boundaries
Mm-hmm,
when it
mm-hmm.
comes to communicating with staff, with the opposite sex, and you're in a position of power. And this is the bottom line, Art. He has
Right.
always been in a position of power. And I
Yes.
believe there have been times he's usurped that power.
Oh,
He's taken
absolutely.
advantage of it. And so
Yes.
now, everyone from a spiritual standpoint, Mr. Art Chat Daddy Sims, everyone has karma. And sometimes that karma rears its nasty head. And
It
so
does. It really
unfortunately,
does.
with a soon to be former governor, his karma, his chicken has come home to roost.
Yes, it has.
And
Yes, it has.
and I hope that after, when the dust settles, that he will take some time himself to reflect, to release any issues that he has internally, and he can be a new, improved Andrew Cuomo. Because remember, during the pandemic, there was, during the course of that pandemic, it was reported that he was fudging numbers. So this is like a accumulation of things that the chickens are coming out to roost, the skeletons are coming out the closet.
But he also was hailed for giving one of the most detailed COVID update reports every
Yes.
day. He also
Yes.
was hailed as being a hellified leader in the darkest days of COVID in New
I
York.
agree.
So it's almost the good cop, bad cop type of situation. And I've seen this before. I've seen this in other dynasties, other families, things like this. When you have been around so much influence, so much power, you pretty much think that everything is basically yours because I rule the
Exactly.
world, the way people look at it. And really, you're hurting people, you're being malicious, you're attacking people. I'm sure, and ladies, I am so sorry with this, but I'm sure, girl, did the governor just grope me? That type of thing. And do I say something? Do I
Right.
become a whistleblower? Just all of that, because there are consequences when you go to tell on people. You know what I'm saying? I
Oh
mean,
yes.
oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? There are
Oh
consequences,
yes.
and it shouldn't be. I want them to bring back lie detectors. I really look. I want people to
But
start.
it's not. Unfortunately, it's not admissible in a court of law. I mean,
Right.
yes, but I mean, I know about that because I've been through that, and I was, strong enough to speak on it, and I got lambasted for it. So I know how that feels on the other side. But you know, it's interesting. As I said, he has had a great run, and you're absolutely right. He was outstanding during the beginning parts of this pandemic, being detailed and trying and being transparent. But
Right.
there's always that dark side, and everyone has that side. That's what people don't understand. Everyone has a good side. Everyone has a harmonious side, but everyone has a dark side.
I can only imagine like things like having to drive yourself again. Things like, no, you getting ready to go to the grocery store and get your own damn grocery. I mean, just having to move out the governor's mansion. I'm sure, he comes from a well-to-do family, plenty of
He
money, all
does.
of that. But just imagine you are not governor anymore. It's just
And,
wow.
and and here's the thing I'm thinking about. Given what we're talking about today, his mother is still alive. What would his mama say to him now? And I know she's older, but she's still mama. And I
Right.
guarantee you, once the dust settles, she gonna want to have a conversation with Mr. Andrew and say, "Come in here. Mama used to tell you some things." So
Right. She gonna tell
you
him to keep
know,
that wiener pack in his pants and stop being so touchy feely. I can see her now spanking his hand. Talking about, what did you do? What did you do?
exactly.
Right. What did you do? All right.
Hmm.
But with that being said, we do want to send our thoughts and prayers out. We did not make this announcement yesterday, but one of the founding members of the legendary R&B and funk group Kool and the Gang, Mr.
Yeah.
Dennis D.T. Thomas, he passed away over the weekend. He died
Mm.
Saturday in Montclair, New Jersey, according to a statement released by the band. The 70-year-old Thomas, I'm sorry, died peacefully in his sleep. So our thoughts and prayers go out because look, I used to love Kool and the Gang and
I
still.
still do, because
Right.
I like cherish the love we
Oh,
have.
yes, very
We
nice.
should cherish. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
my
yeah.
Kool and the Gang. Yes,
I used to love Kool and the Gang, right? The
yes.
Sheba Disco, 87th and Ashland.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to dance at the Sheba Disco.
All
Yeah,
right
and
now.
it was called disco when I used to dance at the Sheba, not the Sheba nightclub, the
The
Sheba
Shiva this.
Disco when
Oh
I used to
goodness.
dance there. All right, very good. All right, well, what else we got up on the news tonight, darling? Any other tender bits that we need to talk about?
Well, let's talk about Mr. Cuba Gooding Jr.
Ugh, girl,
Now we
what in
talk.
the world? What in the
He,
world?
I guess he thought we talk about people being in the spotlight, keeping, thinking they're powerful and, that their snit don't stink. Well,
Right.
Cuba may be owing some money for pop after ignoring a rape lawsuit. Now,
Right.
again, rape is something. That's what it's about. Inherently, it's about power. And for him to ignore this, because he feels like, well, she didn't, she consented. If she did, no means no, god dog it. Okay,
Right.
let's just put that
Right.
out there.
Right.
And apparently, he was supposed to appear in court and didn't do so. So the judge is going. He has one more date in September to appear in court. And if he doesn't, the judge is going to set the damages to Cuba for this alleged rape.
Wow. I wonder, well, I'm sure attorneys will deal with all of that. I wonder, now that's nothing you can have insurance for, I guess. No, because that would all
I
be
don't
something.
know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Being a celebrity and I tell people the more famous you become, the more you have to learn to protect your you know what, because people will come at you in all different ways, and we would hate to think that Cuba really did rape somebody, but then for you now to ignore this and not, I don't know, it's a mess all in itself.
He has one final deadline to appear at September 7th to defend himself. And if he doesn't, the judge is going to make his decision on damages. It's not going to be like he's going to be saying you're going to be acquitted. He's going to let Cuba know this is what you're going to be penalized for.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well,
Yep.
we wish Mr. Cuba Gooding Jr. the best with that situation. Sorry again to anybody who has been a victim of rape, sexual assault, any of that, because that's a lot. It really, really is. All right, Kate Renee, what else you got cooking over there?
Well, locally, which is really, I'm glad this story has a happy ending, but way it was initially reported that there's a young baby was
Heartbreak.
found in a dresser. And I was
Heartbreak.
like, what the? Newborn baby was found today, this morning, on the north side, was found in a dresser. And the lady who wished not to be identified, she, of course, took the baby to the hospital, making sure the baby was safe. But yeah, the baby was discovered 8:15 this morning on the north side near 2300 North Oak Park Avenue. And it was in a dresser drawer. Who does
Yeah.
that?
In an abandoned dresser in an alley. So
Right.
I don't know what the situation was, whether it was a teenage mom that was scared and afraid. I don't know, what the situation, just horrible. But I thank God for that lady finding that baby when she did.
Mm-hmm.
Paramedics came and helped her. She did not want to be identified on the news,
Right.
but just what the news quoted her as saying, you could just tell the lady was just wrecked from that. And really, you're just walking, you hear a baby cry, and you look down, and it's a newborn baby laying there. So, I
Absolutely.
can only imagine how traumatizing that is for her. And we're just really glad that she was able to find the baby, and help when she did. And really, as she said to the news people, it was a blessing that she was there when she was
Mm,
there. So, yes, absolutely.
absolutely.
And remember, if you do not want a newborn baby, you can take them to the fire station. You can take
Right.
them to the police department. You can take them somewhere so that these babies are not just left like that to die or to fend for themselves. And, they will die if nobody will find them. And that's just so sad. And I'm sure there's some young lady right now, suffering because after giving childbirth, that's not easy either. So she
No, it's
probably is in
not.
need of medical attention. So hopefully we'll
Absolutely.
find that young lady. All right. What
Yep.
else we got to talk about, my dear?
Well, this story I was not happy to hear. A realtor in Michigan was showing his client a home, and apparently some cops came by and thought that they were not who they say they were. And I believe it was either the realtor's son or the client's son was with them, and they handcuffed them. They treated them like they were criminals. And then once they found out that they were who they say they were, that he was a realtor showing his client a property for either purchase or to sell, They let them go. And see, again, this continues to happen. So for those who think, and let me be clear when I say this, for those who think racism does not exist, you're fooling yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That is unspeakable to think in this day and age that, again, isn't that how that young man in Georgia ended up being shot and killed?
Amon Aubrey,
That's
yes.
right. Just running past someplace, notice they're doing some construction, look in. He could have been a potential home purchaser. He could have been just anybody checking it out. You thinking he casing the place, all of that. Everybody is not a criminal. Everybody is
No,
not out here doing no good. People are out here trying to live productive lives. And that's,
exactly.
just hard to even imagine going through that type of situation.
It just, and I read it and I just like, my head I just shook. I said, here we go again.
Right.
Here we go
Right.
again. How can we build trust within law enforcement when this continues to happen nationwide? It's
Yes,
very
that is true.
challenging.
That is true. No matter where you go, discrimination is real. I think
Yes,
a
it
lot of
is.
I think a lot of our black on black crime lets other people know that it's okay to still continuously treat us that way. So,
Right.
from our conversation that we were having last night, we need to work on black crime. We need to work on how we are seen, imagery, our
Hmm.
music, just a lot of different things. Because I think people treat us in that manner because they think it's okay, and it's
And
not.
it's
Everybody
not.
needs to be treated fair
That's
and
right.
just, and according to who you are as a human being
And respectful.
and
And
respect.
you, yes. So no, that really kind of disturbed me because I'm like, okay, you would think after George Floyd, you would think after Sandra Bland, you would think after Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Tamir Rice, I'll go on, Trayvon Martin, you would think that people would just wake the F up, but they
Absolutely.
don't.
No,
And I don't know
no.
what it's gonna take.
Yes, yes, but no, I read that story and really felt bad for those people. But I've heard many other stories like this of discrimination and people,
Yes.
treating people any kind of way and all that.
Hmm.
So, all right, we'll leave it at that. For those of you all that are
Yes.
just joining us, welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on this hot and humid Tuesday evening here in the Chicagoland area. You see, I'm all sweaty. You see, I'm all verklempt. I'm all sweaty. I'm all. But don't forget, we're expecting severe storms here in the Chicagoland
Uh,
area tonight. I know,
oh
fingers
yes.
crossed that
I,
everything.
I'm looking because literally in the last 10 minutes it was very bright, and all of a sudden,
Yes, yes,
all of a sudden, it's just like you remember the Wizard of Oz when everything
right.
just got cloudy. I'm like, okay.
Yes, as much as I love our local weather people here in Chicago, when we got off the air last night, that's all that was on was our weather people repeating the same thing over and over and over again. And I had to have a drink to go to bed last night. I normally watch a little TV and doze off. I
I
had to
ain't do
have a
that.
drink
I,
because
I,
if I
I,
heard that weatherman say one more time the same snit over and over again, I was about to lose my mind. I was like, oh my God. Like
and
y'all prepare.
like you, I like to have noise in my room, right? So like I heard the weather report. All I said, look, let me just calm down. Let me just listen to some music. I just closed my eyes and I said, okay, I'm going to sleep because I
Right.
don't want to hear no foolishness, no shenanigans, because that can really make you feel unnervous. I mean,
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
unnerving. So
Absolutely.
so we're
Absolutely.
gonna keep our fingers crossed, ladies and gents, because it got dark here quick.
Yes, it did. Yes, absolutely. Well, again, for those of you all, as we said, just joining us, welcome. We are truly glad to have you here. We ask that you do us a favor, go over to YouTube, Facebook, subscribe to the Real Chat Daddy Show. Easy, simple. Just hit that subscription button. We appreciate you. We're here Monday through Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Until we get tired. We try to bring you some of the most fascinating people, conversations, and things that will help everybody in mankind or whatever we can do. We're very Chicago oriented on this show, and health and wellness is another thing that we preach. Our co-host is the amazing Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. And we have a guest coming up in just a little bit, Kay Renee.
Yes, we do. And I'm very excited because he really is using his platform to make a difference. And the interesting part, we talk about Mama used to say, the fact that he is in education. And that's something
Yes.
I have in common because my late mom, was a teacher. So I'm looking forward to talking to our guest that'll be coming with us very shortly.
Absolutely. Well, let me give you a little bit of background on this young man. I met him a couple of years ago. He actually was
Mm,
running for alderman here in Chicago,
mm,
probably one of the most poised young men ever. And it was so funny. Somebody called me and was like, "Yeah, Chad, my friend want to be on your show again." And I didn't even think twice about it. He emailed me. I called him, and it dawned on me today. I'm a super fan of this young man because I know his backstory. I know where
mm-hmm.
he comes from, and I'm now watching the product grow into a tremendous young man. And with all that we've been through here in Chicago, with the two officers getting shot, us losing Officer Ella French, our condolences go out to the family.
Yes.
And just to see so many, I'm just seeing video after video of our young people being chased by the police and carjackings and all of that. I think our next guest is a shining example of knowing what that is all about, but also how do you change it around? How do you change
Yes.
that dynamics? Absolutely. Kay Renee, do you want to introduce our next guest?
Oh my goodness. Well, this gentleman I is definitely a native Chicago, and he is from. He's a director of I think it's
Well,
student services
I can
for
tell you what it is. I got my
you know.
script open. Wait, hold on
Okay,
now. I can tell
get your
you what it
script.
is. He is the
Okay,
director of student development projects. The
there we go.
program is SEED, SEED, Scholars Program. He's over at wonderful Truman College, which is a
Mm-hmm.
part of the City Colleges of Chicago. Ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen, welcome Chicago's very own Mr. Corey Hardiman. Yay! Here's
Yay!
the superhero. There he is.
Good evening, everybody. I'm excited to be on here with you, chat, as well as Kay. I'm just,
Hi.
I'm humbled. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Corey?
I am well.
So, Corey, for my audience, when you were on radio with me, I truly appreciated you. I became a fan of yours. I called him back today, Kevin. Now I'm like, wait, this is my buddy Dilla of Hope. This man is really living the best life ever. A Morehouse graduate, but he really
Uh
is a product of the South Side of Chicago. Corey, give us a refresher of who you are and just the obstacles and things you've overcome, and then we'll get into why you're really trying to educate our people and do the right thing.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, chat. I am a proud product of the Roseland community on the far south side of Chicago. Corliss High School graduate, as well as Lavazo Elementary School graduate, and very proud to be representing Chicago as a Morehouse man here in the city of Chicago and a product of CPS. And I'm just so elated to be in this city, be back home doing the work. And I call this work the hard work,
oh.
HEART, not HARD, because I believe to be in education, it have to be within, it have to be within the heart. And when you do this work,
Yes.
it's something that you have to give, you have to sacrifice, you have to make happen.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Corey, with everything that's going on with our young people out here in the streets, and what I like about you, you're at that age where you know what's going on in the streets, but you also are positioning yourself to be an iconic leader. So you know the power heads on the other side. Do you think, I know education is essential with this, but what else can we do to help our young people out here in these streets? Before we even get into the educational component, do you think there's anything that we can do?
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing we can do as people of our community is be an investment. And when you think of investment, a lot of people only think of financial. But when I think of investment, I think of time. Time is a big investment. And if we spend
Mm-hmm.
more time with the youth in our city, we can be able to prescribe them into the energy of positivity. If we give out negative energy, our young people will only reiterate that. and that happens when they react in the community. There's a proverb that once said that a village that's on fire is because the unheard within the community have set that community on fire because they are going unheard. So if we invest time, and not always just money, but if we invest time, and that I mean by mentoring, by empowering, and just impacting the lives of young people, I guarantee you all we'll see changes within our community. But everybody's too busy chasing the bag, and nobody had time to chase the young people, to invest in them, just a little bit of time to sow into them mentally.
Oh, I love it. Everything you said, I love every word of that because it is true. Kay Renee, what do you think of what he just said?
That's a nugget. And I'm going to ask you, I create nuggets. So I'm going to ask you, Corey, what is your favorite nugget? What is a saying that when you talk to your students, when you talk to youth to inspire them, what is one of your favorite nuggets?
One of the things I always lived by was a quote that I heard when I first went to college. And a gentleman said, always live your life, aspire to inspire before you expire. So it's very important that we always use our situation as an inspiration for young people, for people in general, before we depart this earthly home, as some say.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
Great job. Great job. Well, brother, you got a new job recently, and I definitely saw it on social media. I saw you styling and profiling at Truman College with the banner behind you. And so in this new position as student development project and your new brainchild, I should call it, which is Seed, let's talk about the program. How did it come about? And we're just excited that you're at the helm of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would regret if I do not first give a shout out to President Sean Jackson, president of Truman College, just a phenomenal hero that's doing the work, that's lived the work from the Austin community, grew up on the west side, became a principal of Spencer Elementary School, went from Spencer into district office at CPS, and now the phenomenal principal of Truman College. And when we think about this, we think about an educator. Like, this guy lived his career as an educator and continued to do impactful work. And when I was tapped by this gentleman, I was just elated to have the opportunity to even come and be a part of the Truman family. I just want to say this: Truman is literally a family. I haven't been in a job where I've been so excited about getting up in the morning and going to work until I've arrived to Truman. And so now I'm at Truman, and now it's time to work. All the whistles, the bells, and all the little glamorous stuff is over with. It's time to put the pedal to the metal. And I am just elated to lead the work as the director of C at Truman College. And Chat and Kay, when I tell you all this is an opportunity of a lifetime, this is truly an opportunity of a lifetime. C basically stands for Supporting Emerging Educator Development. And as we talk about everything that's going on in our city, representation is everything. So our work is to put more males as well as women of color in front of Black and brown babies within the Chicago public schools. This unique experience is for most recent graduates from the class of 2020 and 2021. And it is to support and develop these young people with the tools and the resources to become educators of the next generation. And while doing that, we want to put money in their pocket as they become these next educators. So we're offering a $3,000 stackable scholarship.
Wow.
That's wonderful.
Probably like, what do stackable mean? That means even if you come to City College with a STAR scholarship, or your financial aid covers all of your tuition at city colleges, you still will be indebted to your $3,000. You still will receive this $3,000 stipend on top of money that you may receive from outside resources or institutional resources. So this is an additional resource to help you become the next educator within the city of Chicago.
Wow, that is incredible. And look, Kate Renee, I hate I'm a little too old for this because
Okay.
did he say the graduating class of 2021? Because look, I'm like, wait a minute, that is a great deal.
That is.
And that is truly investing in the future of our young people. A friend of mine, God rest his soul, at one point, he was the only Black male substitute teacher in the Inglewood area. And this had to have been at least 20 years ago. So I can only imagine the lack of our young people seeing people that look like us, that are from the community. He stayed working because he was the only Black male that was available in the teacher pool, the substitute pool.
Wow.
So this is a good thing. It really is. And Kay Renee, with your mom being an educator when she was alive, isn't this wonderful? What do you think about getting more of our young people to teach?
Oh, it's wonderful because I remember my mom said I should be a teacher. I said, oh no, I kind of shied away from it, but now it's even more relevant, and it's important for our youth to see teachers like us and having that, because everyone is not going to have a wonderful, rosy life. There are going to be some thorns in there, and I think if there are more of us teaching and educating and inspiring our youth, they will definitely make a difference. I mean, we had a conversation last night about learning our history. It's always good when it comes from us, right? So right. I think it's just remarkable and outstanding of what you're doing, Corey.
Thank you.
Corey, how can I put the website up there. How can we get people more involved? Do you need anything else? At this point, I guess you're just basically trying to get the young people to sign up for this, or is it something we can do as a community to help you with this?
Yes, the best way we can drive, we have a Twitter. You can follow it at C Scholar True on Twitter. You can directly contact me, and I will work with the student all the way through the process. And another caveat I want everyone to understand is that some people probably like, Truman is in Uptown, that's far north. My kid live in Inglewood, or my kid live in Roseland. Listen to this. Your kid can attend any of our campuses,
right.
Any city college campus. The only thing is Truman will serve as their home school because we house the seed program. However, the student can attend any of the 7 city colleges. Their location. So if I live in Roseland and Olive Harvey is right there, they still can be a part of the seed program. They can be a part of it. Truman and I will serve as their home campus. I'll serve as one of the co-directors of the program, working directly with these young people to ensure their success, as well as I'll end it by saying we have 2 significant tracks. The first track is our Teach Chicago Tomorrow in partnership with Illinois State University. And this right here, Chad and Kate, is amazing. So once the students decide that they may want to go into special education or English as a second language, as an instructor, they not only will complete at Truman, but also they have the opportunity to complete their 4-year degree with Illinois State University right on Truman's campus.
Wow.
So that's excellent.
Illinois State is coming to Truman's campus. And then you may have the young people that say, I want to go into education, but I don't really know which path I want to do. We have our amazing emerging educators component, where you will major in a specific education major, receive your associate's degree, and then we will help you transfer to any 4-year institution of your choice. And the thing about it, you may just want to get your AA in education and decide you want to do something else with your BA or BS as you matriculate into a 4-year university. We're here to help you with that. We just want to help young people become advised and aware of the impact and the need that we have in education, not only in the city of Chicago, but in the world, but with an emphasis on the city of Chicago.
Nice.
That's excellent. Nice. Wow.
Look, I'm pumped up. I
am too.
Right. I am so pumped up. Illinois State University, go Redbirds. This new world we're living in now, where if you don't want to leave but yet want to pursue your education, to me, that's the best of both worlds. The city colleges here in Chicago are
Absolutely.
incredible. I did not know
Yes, they are.
students can go to any campus. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. And then to know that they would get this money to be used towards whatever, and it does not affect their financial aid, any of that. Man, you are the magic man. That's what you are, Corey. You're the
Absolutely.
magic man. Not only are you the dealer of hope, you are the magic man, because that's a great incentive to get these young people to become teachers. I think it's great.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, Renee, in closing, what do you want to say to our friend tonight?
Well, Corey, you definitely have our support. If there's anything else that we can do, feel free to reach out to me. But I want to close, we're going to be talking about in a few minutes about what mama used to say. So tell us, what did your mama used to tell you? What did she say to you?
So my mom used to always tell me that I can be anybody I want to be, long as I put my mind to it and keep a positive attitude.
Amen. I love it.
He
I
is
love
a
it.
wonderful, wonderful young man. On
Yes.
Instagram, he is the dealer of hope. And just great to follow him. Just the messages he put out, the imagery. So many of our young people just put so much negative stuff out. This young man is on top of everything. And we really do appreciate you. Corey, give us the website again, so we can apply, get these young people to apply for this. Again, ladies and gentlemen, they have to be 2021 CPS graduates with a 2.5 GPA or higher. So that means they're coming out of high school and need something to get them in the right direction of training. Start off at the community college and then continue that education with the 4 year. I think that is great.
Yes, they can be 2020 or 2021. So
Okay.
we pulling all on 2020 or 2021. You can go to ccc.edu/seed scholarship, and it will take you directly. As soon as they fill that out, I get it directly to my inbox, and I will give them a phone call.
All right, wait, let me edit that because I had put something else up there, but let me edit and just make it straight CCC. Hold on, because we want to make sure these people get where they need to get and get this
Amen.
scholarship, get this opportunity, because I think really it's a blessing in disguise that you guys are offering something this wonderful for these young
Absolutely.
people, and it'll help them because guess what? The same community that you live in, you can go back and serve that community and help people out. ccc.edu/apply/seed dash scholarship.
Yes.
Okay, that's www.ccc.edu apply seed scholarships. You can always go back and see this show and find it. Make sure you check our good friend out on Instagram. Anything else you want to say before you get out of here, brother? You did an outstanding job tonight.
Yes.
Absolutely. I just want to thank you all for leading the voice within the community and being an important voice in the radio land. And just thank you all for allowing me to come on, serve as a representative for one of the best city colleges, Truman College of Chicago.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you. Don't be a stranger. When I figured that out today, I said, wait a minute, this is my buddy. This young man, out of all the young people I've ever talked to in my career, you really have been putting the work in. You've not wavered, and you continue to prove yourself to be worthy. And you are truly a worthy young man of anything that you go
Amen.
after. You definitely are worthy of it, brother. And proud to know you. All right.
Thank you all. Have a
Absolutely.
great
All right,
night.
Corey. Thank you so
Be
much. Have a
safe,
great night.
Corey.
Over at
Thank
Truman
you.
College, the Director of Student Development Projects, Seed Scholars Program, Mr. Corey Hardiman. Yay! Take
Yay.
it easy. Thanks.
Be
Have a
safe,
good night.
Corey.
Thank you
Thank you.
again. Here's the website, you guys. All you have to do is go to this website. Oh, I need to put me and you back on the same plane, my dear. Wait. Okay,
There
there
we
we
go.
are. There's the website, you guys. Please, if you know anybody that's a 2021 CPS grad with a 2.5 GPA or higher, get in this program. I know a lot of young people that left high school, went to become teachers, making great money. Because if I'm not mistaken, right now CPS is paying almost 50-some thousand just to start these jobs. In the schools and things like that. So we're very, very, oh Lord, no problem. Isn't that great?
Yes.
Yes, so he did a great job. Absolutely.
Yes, he did.
All
Yes,
right,
he
okay,
did.
Renee. What else we got going on? I look. I hear
Ooh.
the raindrop sound. Like, is it raining?
Ugh. Yes, Lord.
Oh
It is.
Lord, you too funny. You like you in the color purple, child. You like, yes, Lord, yes.
Yes, Lord.
Speak to me.
Cause you know what I'm concerned
Yes,
about.
yes, absolutely. We'll be ending the show in just a little bit. Our next segment, our last and final segment this evening, we're talking about what Mama used to say. And
Yes,
this has
Lord.
just been something that has popped up in my head. I was laughing with a couple of friends about it. Next Friday will mark the 22nd or 23rd anniversary of the death of my mother. So I was
Mm.
thinking about her and just thinking about things that Mama used to say. Okay, Renee, I'm gonna let you start off, and then I'm gonna give some that my mama used to say.
Well, as you know, not only your mom is probably your mom and my mom are probably just kikiing now. They're just probably just so happy that we all got together because
Right.
it'll be 11 years for me on Christmas Day that my mother made the decision that it was time to for her to become spirit. And as I mentioned also in the piece with Corey, that my mom was a teacher, but my mother, she always spoke wisdom. She had nuggets before they were known but nuggets. But
Right.
here's just a few things that my mommy used to say. When man intends you harm, know that God has something good for you.
Yes. Yes.
Know that something God has got something good for you. And that sometimes, when you're going through the thick of things, you don't think, why am I going through this? Because God got something better. You just have to just be patient and have faith. And another one she would always say to me and family and friends, anybody who would listen, don't give anything or anyone any energy that is not for your highest good.
Interesting. Interesting. We talked earlier today. My mama used to always say, "A hard head makes for a soft behind."
Well, my
Yeah.
mom said the she said the real word. she
Yeah,
she
soft
didn't
ass.
call it
Yeah.
soft
Yeah,
ass. That's
yeah.
right.
My mom used to always say, "A hard head make for a soft behind." So I never understood what that was about. But okay, I think I
I,
eventually got it as time went on.
Me too. Me too. What did your mom used to say?
Oh my God. My mother used to always say they fill in their oats. I used to never understood what that meant, but oh yeah, they fill in their oats. And I used to, Mom, what do you mean they fill in their oats? So that was a term she used to use. My mother used to always do the other term. There is more than one way to skin a cat. I used to think
Yes.
that she used to always tell me that, and I used to always say, but why are we trying to skin a cat? Like, why would you be wanting to? I was that kid. Why did you want to? You know what I'm saying? My mother used to always say, consider the source. Whenever
Yes.
somebody would say
Yes.
something, my mother would always say, consider the source. Who said
And
that? Who told you
and
that?
and given my mom was a science teacher, she always, like psychology. She said this quote, and it reminded me of my godmother. My mom used to work together. She said, "Look beyond the surface of how people behave, but rather find out what motivates the behavior."
Wow, interesting. And my mother used to say this as well too. The image in the mirror is clean. The reflection coming from it is not.
Ooh, drop that mic. Drop drop that mic. All
The
right. I
image in the
love Mrs.
mirror is
Sims.
clean.
Yes.
The reflection coming from it is not. And so that
Wow.
was one I used to remember my mother used to say all the time. Boy, I'm trying to think of some other. Fat meat is greasy.
Oh yeah, mom
We,
say. I think
we
every
talk,
mama will say that.
right. Yeah,
Don't believe fat means greasy, honey.
fat meat ain't greasy, right?
That's
I was
right.
like, oh my God.
Well, and my mom would say this: it takes more energy to smile than it does to frown. And you think
Yes,
about that. When you
yes,
frown, you got all this up, but when you smile, it just lights up. She would always say that. She said, if you can, just smile, because it
right.
takes more energy to do the opposite.
That's true. Very, very true. All right, all right. Did
Yes.
you get through your list of what Mama used to say?
I have two more. She would
Go
always
ahead.
say, to make it in this world, you need common sense, as book sense will only take you so far.
Mm-hmm.
Whew,
Mm-hmm.
she would be on that one. Like, folks don't have no common sense. Book
I
sense
believe
can
that.
only take you so far, but if you got common sense, you can make it in this world.
Right, right. I believe that. I've lived a life pretty much of that, so I get that. Right.
Yes. And then
Common
one thing
sense
I
goes a long way.
And then one thing I really like, and I talk about this a little bit in my nugget this morning, always have respect for you. Because if you don't respect you, how do you expect others to give you respect?
Right. RESPCT. Find out what it
That means
means.
to.
Right, right. That's right. Absolutely. It's all about
Yeah,
respect. It really
all
is.
about respect.
Right.
Yeah. So
And my mother used to always,
no, no, go ahead, sweetie.
she used to always saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yes,
Never
yes,
put all your eggs in one basket. Never.
that's right.
Yes.
Never. Always
And then
have, always have that plan B if you need it.
that's right. And then my mother was superstitious. You could not wear shoes in the house.
Okay.
If you swept her feet with a broom, she would have to spit on it.
Oh,
Oh, absolutely. Remember when they used to say, step on a crack, break your mother's back?
yes, yes,
A
yes.
lot of things like that. Women that crave certain things, it would dictate what type of baby they were going to have.
Oh,
Um, a- a-
here's another one my mom didn't do. On New Year's Day, no washing, no
no
laundry.
washing. No,
You do not wash on New Year's Day. You better do all
that's,
that laundry before, because if you do,
that's right.
because what happened, she did that on one New Year's Day, and literally 20 days later, her grandmother, my great grandmother, had died. She was run over by a white woman. So yeah, she was like, yeah. So she dug that into my heart. She said, Renee, don't you ever wash on New Year's Day. You make sure you get all that laundry done before the new year. And she was serious on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else we need to cover? We've had another productive show this evening. It's time for
We
that.
Oh yes, I mean we talk about nuggets, and I just really enjoy Corey. And I once you told me his Instagram, I said let me get that Instagram. I already followed him.
He's an amazing young man, dealer of hope. He is.
Yes, he is. Yes,
He's a
he
great young
is.
man, right? The
Let me see what
epitome
my
of doing what's
okay.
right.
Here's the nugget. To be beautiful means to be yourself. You don't need to be accepted by others. You need to accept yourself. And that's Live Your Truth Tuesday. # love you unconditionally.
For more information about yours truly, the fabulous Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge, you can go there, check it out. Please support her, follow her, all the great things that are necessary to make sure she thrives and survives in this world of digital media and social influence. How about that? That's how that all works. Well, coming up tomorrow night on the show, we're going to have some fun. It's called Wilding Out Wednesday, and we're going to talk about some relationship things tomorrow night. I saw somebody posted a comment up tonight. Let's see if we can help this person.
Okay.
Hey, man, I'm breaking up with my girlfriend tomorrow, so I feel pretty down and struggling to sleep. No, I'm sure that's probably a joke that they put up there, but we'll put it up there. No, not at all. Just, think about the good times you've had. I don't know why you'd be breaking up with your girlfriend, but we'll talk about all that tomorrow night. So try to sleep tonight, and we'll talk about sticky situations in relationships tomorrow night. All right.
that's gonna be fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun. It's our Friday tomorrow evening. For more information about yours truly, please visit therealchatdaddy.com. Therealchatdaddy.com is where you can go and get more information about me. Don't forget to please sign up on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Well, Facebook and YouTube more than anything. I'm on Instagram, ChatDaddy1. K Renee is Karen's Nuggets on Instagram. But most importantly, subscribe to the show on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes,
all right,
right.
Darling. Anything else we need to cover this evening?
Let's keep us in prayer because now it is dark. And now I heard thunder. I saw lightning. And I want us to once we end this wonderful program that we can go to sleep with peace. And so we want to offer our audience peace, love, but more importantly, respect yourself.
Yes. Shout out to the fabulous Miss Iris McCain, who was with us last week. I went and had a hair detoxing, the first stages of hair detox.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh. Light went out. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. Oh. Well, guys, it seems like we had a power surge here. I don't know if you can still hear me, but we're going to end the show now. Ah, hello.
Girl, the damn power went.
Yes, I think I'm still live, so I'm going to end the show now. We love you.
I did. I ended up.
Okay.
Yeah, we done.
Oh my God, that was just weird.
Yeah, I know. Ain't that crazy? Oh my God.